gives you everything from up-to-date news, sport, entertainment, and weather is now just a mouse. Also get access to a variety of multimedia clips, podcasts, full news bulletins, and the latest investigative journalism, all via RSS subscription. Get all this and more.
A third church in Nigeria has been bombed, this time in the northeastern town of Gadaka. The first church to be attacked was hit during Christmas Mass on the outskirts of the capital, Abuja. A witness counted at least 19 dead there. Officials said they didn't have enough ambulances to evacuate the dead and wounded from the scene. Another loud explosion was also reported in the central Nigerian town of Jos.
50 years is not enough. Prosecutors called for the ex-Liberian President Charles Taylor's sentence to be extended to 80 years for crimes against humanity during the civil war in Sierra Leone.
The concept is so broad.
Mr. Taylor had attempted to appeal the original sentence at the UN-backed special court in The Hague. His lawyers claimed the conviction was plagued with inconsistencies. The prosecution countered that there was evidence of his direct involvement in war crimes. Last May, Taylor was found guilty of aiding and abetting war crimes in Sierra Leone, where he received the infamous blood diamonds in exchange for arms. Over 50,000 people were killed. He is the first ex-head of state to be convicted since the Nuremberg trials after World War II.
By commissioning these 4 ships, we are killing so many birds with only one stone. The first one is the preservation of our marine resources. The oil and gas that we have, the many species of fish and other minerals that we have in our waters. The second is the promotion of peace and security. There obviously can be no development where there is no peace and security. The third one is to lay the foundation for socio-economic development. Clearly, if we are able to engage in surveillance over our resources, that is surely a positive way of encouraging those who want to take advantage of the resources and opportunities that we have.
Very often when I watch TV and I see people carrying
The Electoral Commission
machine agani ne ba mono ngani ne me machine no na ga shini ne nye pete machine no wa padi nye ni no wa ka pete machine da ni choni ne ba e o na fi won ka tumo ndi ojogbo eko na de sa enye no eko da ni fi
am ga inde isa o inde isa yana anye inde am ni fi am ga isa ni jeshi ko ni isa ni jeshi. If you should, then I feel if you find.
The leader of the fishermen confirmed the nature of their job greatly affects their biometric features and could be a major reason for the struggle between the fishermen and the biometric machines.
No pa jinoniani amedesa me kumoya na me ya kutushi ajio ya mi me kuona ma shani woda ne na me de esa won ka me te machine mi na me ke ameni wo machine mi ni to amedani machine ko ame.
The head of IT department of the Electoral Commission, Hubert Akumia, says the fingerprint machines are very sensitive and will reject anything abnormal, adding that palms and fingers that have been engaged in certain activities leading to the loss of tissues may be rejected.
For the eventual.
It was around 7:15 when somebody shouted that there was a raid. So we were all in the 2 rooms, 3 or 4 rooms, basically entering data, which are the polling station information to gather evidence as to how the elections went. So literally we saw a squadron of maybe close to 50 soldiers and police people who came in yelling at all of us to lie on the floor for some reason or the other. So all of these young people, maybe about 50 of them, had to be lying on the floor, including Akufo-Addo's nieces, who were all here. So then I came through and came out to meet with them and asked, after a point, that why were they here, and whether they had a warrant or something to be around this place. They indicated that the Adamu, I think was the guy's name, DSP Adamu, indicated that they had information that there was ammunition or arms in this place and that they had come therefore to do a search. So I asked for a warrant, which he didn't have, and I said, well, we know we don't have that, but letting young Ghanaians lie on the floor with no clear evidence of any wrongdoing was indecent, and people should not treat Ghanaians like that. We were prepared to send them, to accompany them to go from room to room for them to see whether there was anything here. And we went from room to room, and there were just the normal computers and papers that we were entering in. So I think it was quite a standoff, and quite ashamed at what they had done. I suspect that we lost a few papers, and we are going to take an inventory of that, which was evidence that we needed for the work that we're doing. But truly, it's just pretty uncharacteristically Ghanaian, and it's really a sad day to see all these young professionals brimming with enthusiasm to be made to lie down on the floor for no reason at all.
Don't bring tension down by sending armed men to raid an office where people are peacefully going about their work, just doing their mathematics. Nobody here was manufacturing bombs. Nobody here was assembling any weapons. If they had wanted to come to see if any weapons were here, all they had to do was to come quietly with a warrant, and they would have been shown around. Instead, they come invading the place, throwing people around, ordering them to lie down on the floor at danger of death, and to do what? Well, the next plan is to turn around to the government and tell to the government, if you are not afraid of what we will produce in court, then leave the matters alone.
When the news team got to the scene, the armed military personnel refused us to film, subsequently seized our cameras and manhandled the cameraman.
We were asked to come and take shot of a house close to the embassy of Burkina Faso. I got there to take a shot, and then the security men with weapons rushed over me and seized the camera. I tried to protect the camera. In the course of struggling, my shirt was torn apart, as you can see behind me.
Efforts to reach the police command to respond to the matter proved futile. Some victims of the incident shared the ordeal they went through.
I was just here working. Is it wrong for me to belong to a party? No. Freedom of association. And I choose which party I belong to. What was I doing? Just working for my party. My party has been cheated and I'm working for my party. Just that I was working and they were here with armed guns as if we are armed robbers, as if we are criminals in my own country.
Africa. Ghana has for many years accommodated other nationals who face strife and persecution in their countries. The Fulani in particular have traversed Ghana's borders over the centuries in search of food and water for their large herds of cattle. But their presence in the country seems to pose a security risk. Media reports attribute to rape, murder and wanton destruction of farmlands belonging to Ghanaian peasants to these Fulanis. The acting director of the Ghana Immigration Service told Metro News the issue is a major challenge for his outfit.
A lot of these people come and have been accepted and given places by some local traditional areas. We have no objection if they come and they live with Ghanaians peacefully, carry out important economic activities. Our worry is the fact that according to police statistics, a number of highway robberies which have been recorded in recent times have been perpetrated by some of these Fulani herdsmen.
But Deputy Minister for the Interior is of the view that the laws must be vigorously enforced to deal with them.
The position is simply this. As long as you are in Ghana, you are subject to the laws of this country. If you commit an offense that is criminal in nature, you will be prosecuted. That is what has to be done. We must vigorously pursue prosecuting them when they commit offenses, because any ordinary Ghanaian is not spared, and therefore I don't see why an exception should be made for them just because they are Fulanis. No, they should also face the law as it is.
So we sought to find out plans for Fulani herdsmen currently in the country.
Is to embark upon a nationwide process of registering them. At least we have a feeling that when they know that they have been properly documented.
Popularly known as Oxford Street, was virtually devoid of activity at exactly 9:30 p.m. Arguably for the first time, one could safely say that the street had run out of steam and had gone to bed. Businesses that stayed open, hopefully to glean some cedis in the dying hours of 2012, were not all lucky. The managing director of Salisbridge at Laboni, Christopher Dejo, compared sales to previous years.
Today, because of the 31st, people will go to church. They'll come back later around 12:31. The place will be busy around that time.
At Nima, Nkrumah Circle and Dansoman in Accra, people were out and about ringing in the new year. After 12 months of ups and downs, laughter and sadness, progress and setbacks, it was time to celebrate. They ate, drank and danced 2012 into the pages of history. Those who sold firecrackers were making last-minute sales. It was all a matter of choice as to where to ring in 2013. Some danced in the open while others went to the feet of the Lord in church. Officers of the peace were also out and about doing their job, perhaps to assure the public that law and order will always be maintained.